It's going to be kind of a long video, I apologize. There's been a lot happening. We're trying to keep everybody up to date, but man, we've just had our hands full. So we put together a compilation of kind of what's been going on with our horse barn. You can see us working through our regular routine of just bringing in hay. It's for all the animals. Got a good deal on some, needed some on standby. So we get a phone call from a really good friend. They've got a couple of horses. And the kids have been talking about wanting a couple of horses for a while. These are older horses ready to go out to pasture. No spring chickens, but trail riding horses. Really laid back, well loved. Owners have had them for 17 years. Both horses in their 20s. Asked if we would give them a home and take care of them. Give the kids something to learn how to ride, learn how to take care of, learn how to feed. So we switched gears. Again, we had a lot of small tasks to take care of. We felt like the horse barn wasn't ready for anything yet. We've been using it off and on for the animals that are here, the cattle and the pigs and the chickens. But we wanted to make sure that it was a comfortable place that we could come out every day and work in. One of the wish list items we've had was, over the winter, the water supply was these 2 spigots that are essentially outdoors. I wanted something that would be in an insulated room. So we're going to install a frost-free spigot. And then after that's all installed and everything's taken care of, we're going to insulate a room around it. And that gives us somewhere where we can get to water. Maybe even put a small water heater in so the wash bay has hot and cold water. But less concerned about the upper part of the spigot freezing in an emergency. So you'll see us dig down and try to locate the pipes for the 2 frost frees that you see there. They feed another one that's outside, so we know we've got a pipe that goes past these somehow, tees into them, whatever. So kind of shooting blind here. You're seeing a lot of equipment operating. There's also equal amount of time just probing and feeling along. So we're going to put in a frost free. I wanted to show you the water in the bottom. That's not a leak. I was really worried that it was a leak at first. When you shut a frost free off, everybody knows that there's a weep hole at the bottom and you're supposed to have it down in a pit with rocks in it, and the pit is supposed to be deep enough that it's below the frost line. Well, every day the kids are turning the spigots on and off. So they're weeping back all the supply that's either in the spigot or in the spigot and the hose if it's connected. So it's a good educational experience for the kids. It's something I've been trying to preach, trying to watch, train them on, and now they get to see the problem. That pit is full. No big deal. We're going to get that all squared away and give it more space to dump into also. So locating the line by hand. A lot of people talk about tractor-mounted backhoes on these compact-sized tractors. It's not worth anything. Man, we live by this thing. Used it in remodeling, construction, small projects around our place and for customers. Just remember, if you're not a professional operator and you're working around pipes, dig until you've cleared the pipe and don't get the equipment anywhere near it. But if you've got a lot of time on it, you can use it for, basically I'm clearing out a hole so that I can get the water down into a deeper area that I know there's no pipes in, and use the bucket like a bale. Just drop it down in there, pick the water up, and bail it out over and over. The plumbing has been in the ground for a while, and they used a mixture of, looks like galvanized steel and a type of older PVC. You got to be careful when you're trying to blend your PVCs together. The schedules do matter a lot So if you can, take a sample of what you got with you to the store. Experienced home improvement store will be able to help you figure out which schedule you're trying to connect to, and then go ahead and mate it up to something modern. Now you're going to see something a little sacrilegious. I'm going to use shark bites underground. Big controversy about shark bites. They're newer technology, supposed to last for years. I heard some horror stories about leaking, but we're kind of on a time crunch because we weren't expecting this, and all of a sudden now we've got to get going. I've got to get everything done. I like shark bites. I've been using them for a long time now. I don't use them at customers, but I use them for, like, our air lines in the main barn are all connected by shark bite. Simple water connections, especially temporary connections. Our mushroom farm, we use shark bites. Those are all exposed. This will be my first time putting one underground. Probably going to regret it in 5 to 10 years, but we'll see. If you're putting in a frost-free and you're going to put in a concrete floor, be sure that you can break out any concrete against the frost-free or leave it to where you can dig down. This digging will have to happen later. It could be done by hand if you know where you're going. We didn't know any of these water lines. It's new to us. But that frost-free might need to be dug out and corrections might need to be made. Well, if you're having to chop through a concrete floor, that's fine. You're going to need a concrete saw and start removing a bunch of concrete to pour back in. Just part of construction. If you can save yourself some headache and leave yourself some space, do so. Long video, like I said, not trying to talk you to death. Just want you to see we went through all the preparation, put in the frost-free, put in a gravel pit that basically extends from about the 5 or 6 foot deep mark all the way up to surface in this case. Just gives us somewhere for surface runoff water temporarily. Eventually this will all be concreted over with a separate section that can be broken out for the repairs. But the barn's muddy, it's been wet, it's hard to work through. The goal here is to get a gravel floor so that eventually we could have a concrete floor poured right over the top of it. We've got some rubber mats. You'll see us get those cleaned up a little bit later. Power washed and cleaned so that at the end we have a nice clean work area that we can bring the horses in and out. We don't have mud on us. They don't have mud on them. There's no rock stuck to our boots. There's no rock stuck to their hooves. You can move equipment, wheelbarrows, just make it comfortable. It's going to be every day, 2 times a day, working in this barn, and sometimes hours at a time hanging out in there, saddling, cleaning. Like I said, we weren't expecting them. It was a gift, a very nice gift. We are so appreciative and blessed. They're beautiful animals. I've seen them for years. I've worked around them. Very gentle, well loved, great history. So those are shark bites. A couple of benefits of shark bite: the pipe twists. You can bend the pipe and you can also rotate the pipe in the shark bite connection. They can be undone. Not hard. Take a little tool, slip them back off, put them back on. They've got a good reputation. I'm going to go with them. Would it have been much more of a hassle to have gone ahead and used the flex pipe with another type of connector, even a glue in? No, not at all. Just a preference here. After the wheelbarrow trick, he figured out that we could use a tool just to reach down. It's literally just one of those red handle T-valves. Ball valve. Just turn it off, turn it on. No leaks. The original rock was just a bed up underneath everything and to fill in that deep hole I made. Cut all the water out. No new leaks. Fill her up. Kids are learning a lot. They're having a ball with all this. They were really excited to do whatever they could to get the barn ready. This helps with their morning chores. Everything kind of rotates around these spigots. This is our indoor water supply. All the birds, anything indoors that we would need to water right near the barn, all comes from these spigots. Outdoor spigot is in the barnyard right behind. So we use that for automatic water for the pigs and the cattle. And soon the horse trough will also have automatic water. But in the winter, this is where you come back to. Something went wrong, heaters aren't working, water's frozen over. 5-gallon bucket, throw it under the spigot, out you go. Muddy mess. Spread it all out, let it dry. Scrape it out. The initial view, hay everywhere, dirt floor, to a beautiful rock bed. This vibratory packer kind of walks itself along. Got some water out to keep the dust down and get the rocks to bond together. This is basically construction fill, grade 8 with fines, 3/4 with fines, however you want to call it. It's not going to pack flawlessly, and yes, a good scuff or something could still disrupt the very top layer, but it gets us a uniform consistency all the way down to the soil, which is a really hard clay pack. So it's set up for concrete later also. Stalls. They're just dirt floors. Right now we're going to use wood chips. We're going to go to a stall system when we have money. I shouldn't say wood chips. The floors are dirt floors. We're using sawdust, so we have to move all the hay bales that you saw us in the beginning of the video. We have to move them over and put sawdust in the box. Got a clean supply of sawdust. Another horse farmer. Here they are. We'll talk more about the horses in later videos. Again, not spring chickens, but no surprises. And gives us something to love and take care of, and gives them a good quality home. All of their paperwork's up to date. Our vet was their original vet for their Coggins. So he came out, looked them over. They're healthy. Getting used to us for a routine day-to-day. But they come when they're called, they're healthy, and they're happy. Along with the gift, I have to thank my friends for the gift of used saddle, bridles, bits. Just kind of threw all in. Wound up buying another saddle, used. Still on the lookout for you all that ride a lot. I don't have a saddle and haven't had one in years, so I'm going to be saddle shopping some more. Probably still used. Other than a pony ride at a fair, this is the most up close and personal they've been. They had some time at the horse farm with the owner and these horses before coming here, of course. So they've ridden and they've worked with tack a little bit, but they're new. Teaching them the daily care, the routine stuff of checking your horse, clearing the hooves. Now these are shod horses, so they have horseshoes on. The farrier will come out shortly after this video. It's about time for a visit, an appointment. Yeah, he's still getting used to everything. Sitting in his house. He's trying to make it his house. I'm patient with him. He's patient with me. He's very tight, so I can't really push and pull on him. I wanted to lock his legs under me like I was raised, but he was a little nervous, so I just wanted to there was a pile of dirt and rock. It had been wet out. I just wanted him comfortable before we put him to bed every night. So we got better with our routine, him and I. Now in these shots, they're walking across that rock. We've got some rubber mats. You'll see at the end of the video, they have a nice clean stallway to walk across with rubber underneath them. Now she's a pretty horse too. So the package deal, why 2 horses? These 2 horses have been together for 17 years. She's never been away from him for very long and vice versa. So the concern was that their health would immediately deteriorate if they were alone. So keeping them together, they've lived 17 years together. We keep them side by side and had some challenges, but it's about the animal. These are living beings. We take care of what they can't. Love them as best we can. Keep them in great health and safe and comfortable. And they provide us with education. These rubber mats are almost a full inch thick. I'm sure they were off of a conveyor, some sort of commercial equipment at some point. They were in our horse barn when we moved in. They've been run into the ground, so they were a little out of shape. Good condition, just filthy and kind of needed to be re-leveled, let's say. Much more comfortable to work on. No mud in the barn. Still have all of our spaces that we had for stalls, run-in, loafing. To the chicken herd. Our flock has become free range, like completely. They go wherever they want. It's keeping the flies down, pests down. Some of the tack was set aside tack. Again, some of this was free. I wanted to go back through the condition. Some of the tack was very special to the owners, and I had to switch the bridle out, get that returned. And we power washed everything. Walls, wood walls, all the dirt, the spiders, the dust, got it all out of there. Don't want any of that. This is their bedroom. This is their house. Still got one corner we need to finish, and then you'll see some improvements over time. Again, this was kind of last minute. I'd like to have it a little bit prettier. Fresh coat of paint here and there would be nice. Biggest thing is patience, slow and steady. This has been probably a full week here with daily handling, daily feeding regimens with food recommended by their owners and our vet. Not trying to rush them into anything they aren't comfortable with yet. Just keeping a routine. A lot of hands-on touching. There it is, folks. First saddle on our farm. At this point, it's been a good 20 years since I've tacked up a horse. I am double checking myself. And yes, I left the halter on. Again, first ride out the door. I just wanted to make sure we didn't have any other issues for the day. This is their first horse ride on our farm. Again, gentle, patient horses. Building memories. Now, right now we're monitoring. She has a tendon issue, so we've got a vet prescription for exercise, routine, amount of time in the saddle, and analgesic after riding. So you'll see very short periods of time on her for a while. And you'll notice that she cocks up her right rear hoof. She's kind of worn down the front of her shoe. She does it so often. It's time for the old man to get back in the saddle. So it's been a few weeks. I've ridden him at the other farm. My riding is very, very rusty. My hand placement is horrible. I was used to a neck rein horse, and again, it's probably been a good 20 years since I've really spent any time on horse. He forgives me. The saddle is also like I'm going to say a 15 or a 14. My body's a little bit bigger than it used to be, especially after this winter. Literally about 15-20 minutes of riding is all we wanted to do. Just kind of go through a routine, get them through all of their equipment, refit everything, and make sure nothing was changed. I've got to get a saddle that's not set for kids' legs too. So we appreciate you watching. Not a lot of education in this one. Just bringing you on the farm so you can see what's going on. This is one of many tasks that we've taken care of over the previous couple of months we haven't posted. Been a lot happening, a lot on my mind. This one took putting together a lot of videos and rendering them down. So we've got a lot coming up. Market Wagon's been really good to us. Pastured pork is in. You're going to see videos of us harvesting our garlic, getting plastic mulch in the ground for new plants, some changes and repairs around here. But it's just been a whirlwind. I try to put them out in order, and this one's kind of been standing in the way. Hours and hours of footage of us just enjoying these guys. The kids coming out, doing their chores in the morning, mucking the stalls after letting them out, morning feed. Just wanted to bring you on board and show you one more aspect of what we're doing here.